Joining me tonight in Hollywood, Leslie Marshall, host of the Leslie Marshall Radio Show. Also tonight in Hollywood, Tanika Ray, who is a correspondent for Extra. All right, we have got to start with Brad Pitt's revelations. They are incredible. He's talking about his life like never before. In this week's issue of Parade magazine, Brad confirmed that he and Angelina Jolie will not get married until gay marriage is legal. Listen to what he tells Parade. This is incredible. He says, "I believe everyone should have the same rights. They say gay marriage ruins families and hurts kids. Well, I've had the privilege of seeing my gay friends being parents and watching their kids grow in a loving environment." Tanika, let me begin with you. Brad has really never been this specific on this issue before. He's mentioned it, but now he's absolutely confirmed it. It's great he's saying it, but we know how angry people get over the gay marriage issue. Do you think there could be a backlash against Brad for saying this?
You know what? I don't think he cares. Of course, there are people who are going to nitpick every little word he says, because that's what they do, and they have issues with gay marriage. But I don't think Brad cares. I don't care. I don't think you out there care. So they're going to have to deal with it. I love the fact that Brad is so open and honest, and he says what he feels. We have heard before that he said he and Angelina are not going to get married until everybody has that right. We still love that fact, but he's just expounding on it a little bit, and I agree. I have gay friends that have kids, and they're in a happy, loving environment, so kudos to him for that.
Well, as far as this interview, open and honest, the operative terms, wait till you hear this. Brad was giving Parade magazine a tour of his fantastic Los Angeles home, and while he was doing that, he pointed out this certain little secret grotto that's in the back where, incredibly, Brad Pitt revealed it's a great place for sex. He actually said that in the interview. And Leslie, quite frankly, I'm going to ask you this. I got to believe with 6 rambunctious kids running around, sneaking into the backyard for a little nookie, not such a bad idea.
Hey, I'm looking, with 2 kids, I'm looking to build a grotto in my house. Move over, you Hefner. The grotto is now the American family plan. I think it's awesome, honestly, that he's so revealing, because anybody who has kids knows that, unless you're going to just, put padlocks on all your doors, you got to find some kind of grotto. I do think it's funny in the size of home that he and Angelina live in or build or have lived in, that they need to find a little nook and cranny for that. Yeah. But it's cute.
And by the way, I'd just like to point out, I've said now both Tuchus and Nookie within 2 minutes of the show. But we'll move on now.
Good for you.
Because Tanika, here's the thing. This is a couple, as we know, that's very famous for being tight-lipped about their personal life, very selective about what they will reveal. Why do you suppose that Brad has now come out and decided to be really open about stuff that is so personal?
Let's see, he has a movie to promote. That always helps. We always get little nooks and crannies of information when they have a movie to promote, and this is no different. Yeah. I just wish he had done it in the junket with me. That would have been more fun.
It would have been a good get for you indeed. All right, we got to move on now to an explosive brand new development today in the Paula Abdul drama. Now, if you were hoping upon hope, there was actually a chance that she might return to American Idol. I'm here to say you'd be wrong. It is over. Fox did announce today they are not wasting any time, and they're already announcing guest judges who will be sitting in the Paula Abdul chair. And get ready for this. Victoria Beckham, Posh Spice herself, has already confirmed she's in. Pop star Katy Perry, I Kissed a Girl, she may be next. Leslie, do you think this is a good idea?
Well, I don't think it's a good idea, certainly, for Idol in the long run. I do think it's a good idea for Paula, because I think that success is the best revenge, and I think she'll have even more success after leaving Idol, and that perhaps the producers of Idol will see how valuable she was, and maybe they should have given her what she wanted in those negotiations, because that's the real reason I think she's leaving, that and other opportunities. I think some of these guest hosts like Victoria Beckham are going to be great, and they'll spike things, but I don't think people like Victoria Beckham are going to do this every day.
No, well, Victoria Beckham has said she doesn't have the time. She's got to focus on other things, except I have to say, what a great choice. I just think she, if Paula can't be there, she's a pretty cool choice. And no surprise, the Showbiz On-Call phone lines exploding. A lot of outraged fans are saying, bring Paula back. I want to play for you one angry woman. This is Dina from Texas. Dina says, the whole thing's ridiculous. Roll that.
I believe no Paula, no American Idol for me. She's a big part of the show, one of the biggest parts of the show. No more Idol for me.
I love you for calling, Dina. Thank you. Tanika, I got to imagine there are a lot of people out there who feel the same way. Do you really think, though, people will start boycotting, particularly fans, boycotting Idol in droves because Paula's gone?
Only time will tell. You have to remember the show's not going to come out until January. That's a whole 6 months from now. So attitudes might change after that. But you have to remember that Paula is the emotional pulse of that show. You have Simon the mean one, Randy the technical one, and without somebody in the middle to sort of bring people together and to touch on the emotions of what the contestants are going through, we kind of miss something huge here that I don't think the producers are paying attention to. Remember, Kara's a songwriter. She's technical as well. So to bring in the artist, Paula's the only one that knows what it's like to perform on stage, knows what it's like to be rejected by studios. So she has a very valuable opinion. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that balance is really, really important. And it is not just the Showbiz On Call phone lines, by the way, that are taking a major beating from this outrageous feedback. We're overloading our Showbiz Tonight Facebook page as well. This is Timothy M. writing, you know, Paula did act strange a few times over the years, but I didn't notice any of that this past season. And although I will still watch the show, it definitely will not be the same without her on Idol. Now, Fox Entertainment says they are sad to see Paula go, but new guest judges will inject a whole new level of excitement to a show that's going into its 9th season. Do you think, Leslie, that is the case, that the guest judges will provide what the show is lacking?
I think it really depends on the guest judge. I mean, Victoria Beckham, I think, is going to be great for a show. And I think too much of that highbrow British accent going on with Simon there and you know, posh spice is going to be a bit much for the it's going to be a bit much for the American people. They want that forever your girl, Paula Abdul charisma. So I think unless they're going to have, like, you know, Britney Spears on there night after night, I'm not sure that they're going to be able to top what Paula did, quite frankly, because she did provide the right balance. Absolutely.
And don't count on Spears being on American Idol every night.